rather than just a sort of sense of direction for the party. She says she has time, but today, she has announced some specific proposals on immigration. She spoke to the BBC's political editor, Chris Mason, yesterday. Let's have a listen.
We need to make sure that UK passports are a privilege, citizenship in our country are a privilege, not just a right. And we need to make sure that the people who are coming here want to have a real meaningful connection to the UK. So no criminal records, they should be net contributors to the economy, not relying on benefits, but people who care about our country and care about our communities.
Kemi Badenoch there. Let's talk to our chief political correspondent, Henry Zeffman. Why has she announced these policies now, particularly?
Well, Joe, I think the Conservatives know that they are vulnerable on the issue of immigration. In 2023, net migration, which is to say the number of people coming to this country legally minus the number of people leaving, rose to record levels. It came down a bit in 2024, but still way above the tens of thousands that successive Conservative leaders promised. So Kemi Badenoch knows, and she's said previously in her short time as leader, that the Conservative Party failed in immigration. And I guess this is an attempt by her to have an early reckoning, early in her leadership, with that issue. More specifically, the Labour government is bringing forward some immigration legislation next week, so I think she's using that as an opportunity to make this her first policy intervention as Conservative Party leader.
Well, give us a little bit more detail about the policies that she is suggesting.
This is about indefinite leave to remain, which does what it says on the tin. It's the process by which a migrant who's come to this country can be told that they can actually stay here and work, study, do whatever they like for as long as they like. And usually they can apply for that after 5 years of living in this country, and then a year later, if they get indefinite leave to remain, they can apply for British citizenship. Kemi Badenoch is saying that that 5-year period before you can apply for indefinite leave to remain should be doubled to 10, and then after that there should be 5 years before you can apply for citizenship. So turning a 6-year process into a 15-year process. I think one interesting element to this is that record migration that we saw under the Conservative governments is obviously going to work its way through the system over the next few years, and you're probably soon going to see record numbers of applications for indefinite leave to remain, and then after that citizenship. So this is something I think that Kemi Badenoch is trying to get ahead of.
Right, Henry Zeffman, thank you very much. That those who come here love this country and will maintain and uphold its traditions, not change them. It is not enough that they work hard and avoid crime. What you're suggesting by making it harder and a longer process to get citizenship is not going to aid that integration process, is it?
I don't see why it wouldn't. I mean, the reality is that, you know, I think she's absolutely right in saying that if you're going to come to this country, then, you know, you need to respect the traditions, the laws of the UK. They're long, hard fought. Particularly you think of women's rights and LGBT rights. All of those things are really important and really held by this country as deep values. I don't see that it is wrong for Kemi to say that if you're coming here, you need to respect those British values.
Eleanor?
Again, I just raised the point that I made earlier, that in effect what you are doing is increasing the number of people who are here precariously, temporarily, that will have to come and go. And the public is just so clear that that's not what they want. Even if what you're saying is true about people needing to come to this country, respect and show their appreciation for it and all of that stuff, I do not understand why they cannot do that within the current window of current legislation, and why you have to expand the period, effectively just prolonging their precarity to somehow force them to show that they love Britain.
Why has she done it now, by the way? I mean, I asked that question.
Because we've got the bill on Monday coming.
Right, nothing to do with reform.
No, and seriously, we have got this. The Labour government bill is coming on Monday. We are putting down clear policies that we will put down as amendments to that bill as it goes through Parliament.
Annabelle?
I think it's quite difficult to square this idea that people in Britain are very open to and supportive of extremely high levels of immigration when you look at what's happening with the surge for reform. I think if voters were that relaxed, then there wouldn't be Labour and Conservative politicians coming out and feeling as though they've got to take the fight in them. It's reform which is saying that it wants to drastically bring down the numbers who are coming here. And I actually have happen to think that if we do have a reduction, then that will enable better integration. I simply don't see how we will be able to integrate, 700, 800,000 people into our society and into our country and into our culture. It'd be much easier if we had lower numbers overall.
Let's have a look at this headline in BBC News.
Pensioners. It also recommitted to a pledge to spending £11.6 billion on overseas climate aid. How can it justify that?
Well, that's all we have time for. Thank you to all of my guests. Have a very good afternoon.
There'll always be a boss in this city. Might as well be one you can work with. My brother-in-law. I don't want
Verdi starts Monday at 9 on BBC One and iPlayer.
Hello, Amanda. I didn't know you worked here.
Wonderland. Press red for all episodes on BBC iPlayer. Nothing brings us together like great TV.
Only a TV licence gets you access to a shoulder shimmy like that. Such a splendid celebration of sequence.
A TV licence for all TV channels and BBC iPlayer.